In this video, we're going to show you what we do in order to run our e-commerce business more efficiently. We do something that's called lean manufacturing. So what's lean manufacturing? All right, Juan, I know we're talking about lean, so
Yes.
can you explain to us how we implemented lean into the warehouse?
Yeah, so lean is essentially only doing the activity or things that the customer sees value in. So we try to take the customer's point of view and see what it is that we do that they would be willing to pay for. Because things like walking, looking for things, it's a lot of waste that we have, but customers really don't want to pay for that. So that's why we take the lean approach, which is essentially eliminating all waste and only doing activity that adds value to the product and the customer. So one of the things that we try to implement is kind of having a good flow to eliminate some of the waste. So first we start off with where the product starts, which is with the raw material. From the raw material, we try to place it as close to the machines as possible. So then it's just getting the raw material through the machines. Once the machines cut it, we go ahead and just take it to our prepping station. So we go ahead and prep, like for example, let's just assume we're doing American flag, raw material, machine, prepping, and then from prepping, we go to shipping station. So it kind of has like a flow. So instead of going back and forth, trying to look for things, and as you see also everything's in place. So instead of having to go all around trying to struggle or just doing activity that the customer doesn't really find value in, we have a flow: raw material, machine cutting, prepping, shipping station, and then out the door. So we try to eliminate as much of the waste that the customer doesn't see value in.
Yeah, I remember the first time we heard about lean is when you sent me a video link to someone called it was a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so I remember you told me, hey, watch this video, maybe it could be helpful for us. Because one of the things we were doing is we were struggling because our processes weren't the best when it came to manufacturing. I know we're new to manufacturing, so that was one of the things that when you came across the video, you're like, hey, Alexis, maybe this is something that could be useful for us.
Yeah, so I remember it was around the summer 2021 when I came across that video. It was actually a YouTube channel called Upflip, and it was talking with Paul Akers, which is the founder and the CEO of FastCap, which if I look at FastCap, it's the one of the companies that implements lean manufacturing really well.
In the beginning, it was a little bit hard to start implementing lean. One of the first things we had to do is both me and Juan had to actually understand the whole concept of lean. So that was one of the first steps, is first grasping the concept, which is eliminating waste as much as possible and always continuous improving a process. So that was one of the first things that me and Juan had to do, is both of us had to learn it ourselves. After that, it was teaching lean to everyone else, to the team. So that was one of the most challenging things, is first us learning it and then applying it with the whole company.
Yeah, and as far as the size of the company, we're around 10 people, and so you don't need to be a big company. You could even be just one individual. What we did, and as an individual at home, it could be applied at home, but you don't need to be a big company to start implementing lean. So it's just really about eliminating waste and continuously improving not just the process, but yourselves, your mentality, the culture overall.
Okay. So I know we went over lean manufacturing, and one of the questions I have is, would you be recommending lean?
I would say so. And lean, I don't think we should look at it as a tool to use to either improve our efficiency or even improve bottom line. I think it's a shift in mindset, and it's a shift in the mindset of just seeing the waste, just taking it from the customer's point of view, seeing what the customer values, and then just working towards that goal of only doing what the customer values. So when it comes to us moving, when it comes to us having to fix a defect that we made, having to fix things that the customer doesn't see value in. So I know the customer, for our particular products, the places where they see value in is when we cut the film, when we prep the film, when we pack the film, and when we ship out the film. That's pretty much where the customer sees value in, and so everything else that we do is waste. And so our goal will be to just eliminate everything else, and it has to be a mind shift. I think it's not a tool. You have to actually embed yourself in lean, and embed it in also in your teammates. Yeah, and then other processes in the producing of the product. There's some processes that took us 2 weeks to do, when we used to do it in batch work. So for 500 units to produce, it took us about 2 weeks. Now it only takes us a day. So it's just about finding the waste, seeing the waste, finding the waste, and then just eliminating that waste.